I guess this is our latest episode of Keeping Up with the Tariffs. In the latest episode of Keeping Up with the Tariffs, Trump, I don't know, he's still not getting his old man yaoi, I guess. He's trying. All I know is that he's trying to like call Xi Jinping to like work out a deal, and it's just not. It's just not happening. Xi Jinping's just like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. This is really funny, dude. What Scott Bessent, no unilateral offer from Trump to cut China tariffs. So, what? The current tariffs as they stand, it's 10% globally on everybody, plus the 25% on steel and aluminum and some other shit. Or that might not be in anymore. It's too hard to fucking keep track of because it's just a complete shit show. And then there's the 145% tariffs on China, I think, right? Which China is getting around by making a deal with Australia. Because with the 10% tariff that Trump put on everyone, he put it on everybody, even people who did not have any tariffs at all. From his like weirdo, stupid chart thing that he had that one time. So everyone got a 10% tariff on from the US, which isn't going to accomplish anything because again, like I said before, why does he want to have tariffs? He wants the tariffs to replace income tax because he talked about it like, well, there was no in the 1880s. There was no income tax before. It was all tariffs. It was all tariffs. Tariffs were the only thing that were making the U.S. money, which is just not really true, but okay. It's just fucking silly. It's just weird. It makes no sense. But what? Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent recently addressed the current U.S.-China trade tensions, describing the situation as unsustainable and expressing hope for de-escalation. However, he clarified that there are no formal negotiations underway between the U.S. and China at this time. Bessent suggested that a comprehensive trade agreement might be achieved within 2 or 3 years. Okay. But emphasized that it would require a rebalancing of trade that benefits U.S. industrial production. Yeah, because that's totally going to happen. Again, like I said before, the tariffs can work. The problem is that if you just forehead do tariffs, that's not going to accomplish anything besides cause inflation. The U.S. does not currently have the industrial capacity in order to make like base rudimentary products or make like cheap goods or whatever. That's why it's just really stupid that he did the fucking tariffs. It's so dumb. He also noted that President Trump is not seeking a full economic decoupling from China. Site Turn On News 25. These remarks come amid a period of significant market volatility. I mean, whatever the fuck that means. So what? It's like they want a deal, but they don't want a deal, but they're not looking to decouple from China. So what was the point of doing the tariffs in the first place? It's just it's weird and it just makes very fucking little sense to me. It's like just doing random fucking shit. Trump asks if he'll play hardball with China, says no. I don't know, like fucking the art of doing nothing. Top G, top G, top G, top G, top G. Right? Bro did nothing and just won. All he did was like repined to the tariffs in kind. Said like, okay, I mean if you want to raise a bunch of tariffs just all fucking willy-nilly, I guess we'll do the same. And that's all they did. And now, like, Trump, like, because Trump is trying to get, like, a call from President from Xi Jinping, because he wants to have, like, an old man yaoi sesh with him or some shit. You know, old man yaoi. Many such cases with Trump for whatever fucking reason. And, like, it's not going anywhere because why should China, like, get on the phone with the U.S. or anything? The U.S. needs to import more stuff from China because that's where a lot of manufacturing was outsourced to for cheap, like, products. You know, like, toys, furniture. Not that furniture is cheap, but Generally speaking, it doesn't cost a lot to produce a thing of furniture. Electronics, things that are relatively quick and easy to assemble. Not that electronics are easy to assemble, but with the whole factory process, it's pretty quick. They don't need the US. They don't import all that many products from the US. It's mostly like soybeans, I think they import in, and I think beef. A lot of different foodstuffs, and probably more like sort of advanced like tech products. Because the US produces a lot of those, and maybe even oil products. Because the US does have the best refineries in the world. That's really about the only things that I can think of that China mostly import. I mean, we looked this up before. And, like, with the deal that they just made with Australia, the Chinese did, like, they don't have to rely on the US for many beef imports. That's already taken care of. I don't know where they're going to get, like, more, like, say, rocket parts and advanced other, like, electronic equipment. They could probably just produce their own, to be fair. And just get, like, the sort of base rudimentary products from either their own sources or from Africa, who they're exploiting. But, tomato. It's just like, what was the point of all this? Why would you do this, Trump? I don't understand. Trump admits that tariffs are inflationary. China is not doing any business with us, essentially, because it's a very high number. I think he's talking about the tariffs. So when you add that to the price of a product, a lot of those products aren't going to sell. Yeah, because they cost too much. I find it hilarious how he just admits that the fucking tariffs are just, like, no different than a fucking tax at this point. But, slop for the slop gods or whatever. Just get the Trump slop.
Were you worried about what the 145% tariffs were doing to small businesses here in the U.S.? Is that why you're bringing it down?
No. I haven't brought it down. I haven't brought it still 145. I haven't.
But you said in the next.
I said it's a high tariff. It is a high tariff, but I haven't brought it down. It basically means China's not doing any business with us, essentially, because it's a very high number. So when you add that to the price of a product, a lot of those products aren't going to sell.
I mean, like I mentioned earlier, what is imported in from China, like toys, cheap goods that are quick and easy to produce, right? Like furniture, clothing. Don't look at where those "Make America Great Again" hats are made in. I guarantee you it's going to say made in China. He's made all of his products in China before when he sold shit before. Like, his, like, fucking ties and shit. So, yeah, you import that stuff in from China. You have to pay the costs on that. And as a result, since you have to make a profit on the goods that you make, you have to, sell things up on an up market, on an up priced. That's not the correct term, but you have to mark up the price. There we go. That's what I want to say. In order to be able to make a profit, right? That's like the point. But you can't do that because of the tariffs, because of all the stuff that you buy from China. Like, are we for real, guys? It's just silly. China is totally gonna buy lifted trucks. Like, I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just these tariffs were, as everyone said before, stupid, poorly thought out, lazy, just not an economic strategy that's effective in the current form of the economy, in the current globalized form of the economy. It doesn't work. It's not the early 1900s, late 1800s anymore. It doesn't work anymore. You can't just use tariffs to make money. Because again, like I said before, what does he want to use the tariffs for? He wants to use tariffs to replace income tax. And again, the highest number that Lutnick, I think, said that the tariffs could make is $600 billion a year. You want to know how much is made from income tax in the United States? How much money is made from income tax U.S.? That's collect per person. That's not what I want. I just want the total amount that's made from income tax. Tax Foundation summary of the latest federal income tax data 2024 update. In 2021, taxpayers filed 153.6 million tax returns, reported earning more than 14.7 trillion in adjusted gross income, and paid nearly 2.2 trillion in individual income taxes. Yeah. Some basic math, okay? Really, 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 really basic math, okay? 600 billion allegedly being made per year from those tariffs. That's not $2.2 trillion, okay? You're off by a factor of about 3.5. So where's the extra 1.6 trillion gonna come from, Trump? What's going on? So yeah. Crazy. It's just the money is just not there. It's not equivalent. You're going to be losing out if you get rid of like income tax and replace it with just fucking tariffs. It's not gonna work. Good luck exporting services to a country whose primary language isn't English. He's gonna tax the shit out of working people. Like, I mean, you know, we've seen the graph, right? Boy Meets Mini, like Trump tax proposal 2025. We all know already. We've seen the graph. Whoa. It's crazy. It's this. Average tax change by income group in 2026. Guess who gets the tax cut? Oh, it's the richest 5%. And guess what? Poor people, oh, they get a tax increase. Crazy. Like, come on, man. It's so obvious. Yeah, but he's doing them big tax cuts, brother. Yeah, you know, it's going to be great when, like, all the hogs just randomly see, like, what the hell? Why are my taxes going up to the government? What the hell? And, you know, it's because of this dumbass.
But China's not doing any business. They were doing $1.1 trillion. Think of that. 1.1.
Were you worried?
Again, I can assume that what he means, China was doing business. They're doing $1.1 trillion, whatever the fuck that means. He probably means what? Is that the Chinese American like trade deficit? What is China? What is America's trade deficit with China? Well, the AI overview says it's not 1.1 trillion. U.S. States Trade Representative.gov. What do they have to say? U.S. total goods trade with China was an estimated $582.4 billion in 2024. U.S. good exports to China were $143.5 billion, which was down 2.9%. U.S. goods import from China in 2024 totaled $438.9 billion, which went up. And the trade deficit was $295.4 billion, which is a slight increase. Like, come on, man. Like, what's like, seriously? What is this 1.1 trillion figure? I don't know. He just makes it up. It doesn't matter, and just people just believe it because YOLO swag 420. You know, just say shit for the sake of saying shit. Whatever. Who gives a shit? No, like, I don't know what else is really supposed to be said here. It's just Top Xi, the art of doing nothing. He could write a book on, you know, just doing nothing and just like winning for like no reason. And I don't know. The current tariffs are all still like paused or some shit for like another, I don't know, like 2.5 months at this point or something. And like who the fuck knows what's gonna happen with that stuff? I don't know. Because again, Mad King syndrome, he's just gonna do random shit. Because fuck it, YOLO. Who cares? Just do random shit and you know, feed it as slop to your fucking fan base, then they'll just eat it up. It doesn't matter. So I don't know. At this point, whatever happens, happens. That's really all you can say about that.